Hi everybody, thanks for pressing play on my video today. It's Caroline here from craftycarolinecreates.blogspot.co.uk. Today I have for you this really cute little gift box for giving away a set of 3x3 note cards. You open it up, you can see those are the note cards tucked neatly inside. And this, the box and the cards are made using this brand new fabulous stamp set, which you can order from the 2nd of June when the new catalogue launches, called A Whole Lot of Lovely. This is a really beautiful set. This box is made using Tip Top Taupe, which is another new product, a new in colour, again launching on the 2nd of June. Put that to one side and we will start making the box. We're going to make it in Mint Macaron, which is another of the new in colours coming our way. And I'll just show you quickly the 4 cards, the 2 of each design that I've made to go in the box that we're going to make now. Pop those over there as well. So we're going to start with 3 pieces of cardstock, again in that beautiful Mint Macaron colour. The larger one is 8 1/4 inches by 4 inches, and then I've got 2 identical pieces that measure 7 1/2 inches by 1 7/8 of an inch. As always, all of the dimensions will be over on my blog, so you can pop over and look at those there. We are going to start by stamping today first though, so I'm going to bring in the larger piece. And what I have got is this little flower motif from this stamp set, which is just mounted here, and my matching Mint Macaron, macaroon, not sure which one we're going with yet. Ink pad. So we're going to do tone on tone stamping, and we are just going to stamp all over this piece of cardstock using this flower motif. Okay, now this stamp set, what I didn't mention before, is actually a hostess stamp set, so it is only available if you place an order for product that exceeds £150, or you host a party and the total sales from that party exceed £150. But I actually predict it is going to be a really good seller. It is probably my favourite hostess set ever. The hostess sets this year, ladies, are, and gents, if there's any gents watching, the hostess sets this year are really beautiful. So what I've done is I've stamped all over that piece of cardstock, and we actually need to stamp both sides of this large piece of cardstock, but I've saved some time and I've just gone ahead and already done the other side. And I've also done, if I can pick it up, both sides of this, these 2 smaller pieces as well. You can see how this does dry quite a lot lighter than when you first stamp it here like I've done. The other piece of stamping that we're going to go ahead and do straight away is just for this little A Whole Lot of Lovely motif that goes on the front here, which is where the stamp set gets its name from. So I've just again got a little piece of scrap piece of the Mint Macaron cardstock, and I've already mounted this Your Whole Lot of Lovely stamp set, even. I'm going to bring in my Versamark because we are going to heat emboss this sentiment. So I'm going to give that a really good stamping up on my Versamark pad. Okay, and then we're going to stamp that down, and straight up. And you can see we've got a little tide mark there. Got some white stamping emboss powder. And I'm just going to put the lid on that there so we don't get any embossing powder on there. And I'm just going to sprinkle this all over the stamped image. Okay, now I don't want you to listen to me heat embossing this, so I'm just going to pause the video for a moment while I run up and heat emboss this. Okay, so I'm back, and what I've done, as I said, I've just heat embossed that. You see how lovely and shiny and glossy that goes. It's really a beautiful sentiment and looks really nice, I think, heat embossed like that. I've then also punched it out using the 2-inch circle punch, which just leaves a very thin board around it in the cardstock. Okay, that's all our stamping done, so I'm just going to put that to one side. We'll use it in a moment. And now we're going to do some scoring to start making up our box. So firstly, I have the larger piece of cardstock, which is the one that was stamped on both sides. We are going to score this along the long side at 3 3/4 of an inch and at 4.5 inches. Okay, so just 2 score lines there. Then I'm going to bring in the smaller piece of cardstock. So this is the piece that measures 7.5 by 1 7/8 of an inch. We're going to start by scoring that with the short side up, and we're going to just do 1 score line at 3/8 of an inch. So it's quite near the edge there, 3/8 of an inch. Turn it round so you've got the long side at the top, and then we are going to score it at 3 1/8 of an inch, at 3.5 inches, at 6 5/8 of an inch, and at 7 inches. Okay, I'm going to need to do exactly the same with the other piece of cardstock of this size, but I'm just going to do one for the camera and show you how to build that up. So pop the scoreboard out of the way, and we're just going to use our bone folder to fold and burnish those lines that we have just scored. Okay, and then we're just going to make this up into a little box. So we are going to cut up, if I turn it over you can maybe see better, cut up each of those score lines till we get to the horizontal line going in the opposite direction. Okay, and then when we get to the end, we're going to actually cut off that end piece there. Okay, and I'm just going to quickly notch out those 2 small flaps. I'll just make it a little bit easier to fold up. Okay, so there's a tiny little notches we're doing there. Okay, now to build up the box, I'm going to use some fuse. Firstly, along this flap here, so the end flap that you're left with. Oh, fuse! I'm still practicing. I'm sure I'll get the hang of it eventually. And then all you need to do to build that up is just, if I come back into camera, it's just to fold that down like that. You can see how that pops up. Fold in your end pieces. This bit is going to go down at the back. I'm just going to put a little bit of fuse along this strip here. It is a little bit tight, fitting it in, but you can just about do it. Oh, she says, no, I'm going to use some Tombow. Just going to put some Tombow along the bottom there because I can't get in with my fuse. Okay, I think I used Tombow on the other one I did. So there we go. We fold that box up, just give that base a minute to stick. I need to do exactly the same as I said, with the other piece of cardstock, measures the same size. We're now ready to start putting it all together. So this is a larger piece of cardstock. Just going to fold and burnish along those 2 score lines. And I'll just bring this one in to show you how it worked. So we're going to firstly put this ribbon on. This is the Whisper White satin ribbon. I'm just going to pull off enough that will allow me to wrap it around my box and leave enough to tie a nice bow. Okay. So I'm just going to roughly take the middle of my cardstock, very roughly in the middle. I'm just going to use some snail along the middle, just using it by eye. Of course, you can use a ruler and try and get that as straight as you can. And then I'm just going to pop my ribbon on top of that snail over the box, just to kind of hold it in place like that. Fold it up, and then you can see that pretty much matches. Okay, my whole lot of lovely motif that we heat embossed, that is going to then stick onto the front of my box using some dimensionals. See, it's starting to come together quite easily now. Peel these off. There we go. Okay, and then again, just by eye, I'm just going to pop that onto the middle of my box there, like that. Okay, see our nice little card gift boxes coming together. Then we're going to, you see I've put some decorative ribbon around each of the 2 small boxes. So what I have done in this case is, again, using the same Whisper White satin ribbon, I just cut it off enough that it is the same size as my box. So you need 2 pieces in this case. Then I've just used a glue dot. This is my back on the middle side of each of these boxes, just like that. Put this one in and do exactly the same again on the back side. Go, and then I'm just going to use that to stick the ribbon on there, take it round the middle and then stick it back down by eye, like that. Okay, and do exactly the same on my other box. Oh, cut this one a little bit short, so we just move that over. Oh, bit high. There we go, okay. And now we are ready to stick our 2 boxes onto the inside of our card. So I'm just going to pop inside an envelope, one of our 3x3 envelopes, and that will just help me make sure I get it roughly in the middle, so when you open it, the card is in the middle of the box. Just going to use some Tombow on the back of here, because that will give me that way a little bit of wiggle room. So, as I said, just by eye, positioning that in the middle. There we go. Do the same on this side. Pop in my envelope. You can see the 3x3 envelopes fit perfectly in those little boxes. Oh. There we go, just like that. Okay. Maybe just pop your bone folder inside and give it a bit of a press down. And one thing you can do is just fold the box up and just check that those are pretty much aligned. If they're not, you can always give them a bit of a wiggle, because we are using Tombow, so you just get that minute or so of positioning time. Then all we have left to do is pop in our other envelopes, like that. Grab our cards, which are over here. One of each design in each side, and then we can fold that up and tie it closed with a little bow. There we go. And there we have. Let me trim that ribbon off. Then trim that ribbon. Well, I'm quite pleased with that bow on camera. A really lovely little gift box of 3x3 cards using the fabulous new Whole Lot of Lovely stamp set. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye bye.